Hey, how's it going, YouTube? It's Ryan here, and today I'm gonna make a video. Got a question here from Moon. Sorry, I'm butchering your name. V Fitness. What's going on, man? I know you've been a long time subscriber. I appreciate your comment. He's got a question. I'm gonna answer it, but before I do, I want to bitch about myself because every time I make a video, I always look at the background, how messy I am. Look at this. Look at this unfolded bed. Look at this over here. I gotta bitch a little bit. You know why? Because if I bitch enough, someone will say something. Clean your goddamn room, Ryan. Just clean your shit. You're a grown adult. Clean your shit. I also want to do something with this here because that's my goals and my kids' drawings. But I kind of want to put something so that it's like it looks nice for the background. You know how other YouTube channels have nice stuff in their background, and I want to kind of do that, a little bit of it. I don't know. You got any tips for that or suggestions, recommendations? Just for the hell of it, I don't know. I just need to clean my shit back here. But anyways, going on. All right, so the question is, here we go. I want to change the focus of my channel from fitness to my life journey. The purpose of this would be to get people to do stuff they want to do, even if it requires discomfort, work, etc. Ultimately, I want to be big enough so I can coach them in life. How would you go about this, as I am a young man and have lots to learn? Well, I posted a comment response, and the question was, what makes you think you have to be big enough? Just do it. Most things are just like this. I mean, I get myself caught up in overthinking things or just thinking about stuff, not even overthinking, just thinking, because it's good to think. You want to think. You want to think before you do stuff, right? But the thinking sometimes exceeds the action required taken. So if you want to be a life coach, just be a life coach. Get a certification, figure out what it takes to be a life coach or whatever that means. The only problem that I see with you saying that you want to be a life coach is, it sounds kind of funky. I mean, I don't know if people want to be. I know I like, there's this guy on my YouTube channel. He's like a trainer, and he just got like a certification in becoming a life coach. And to me, it just seems kind of weird. I don't know. It's not that. It's just weird, It's kind of like, it's like stereotype. What is a life coach? It's kind of like a lady with like a dozen cats, right? Or a lady with cats. You just think they're kind of weird. I don't know if it's just a stereotype. It's terrible, right? Sometimes they're not weird. They're just, for whatever reason, there are weird cat ladies. It's kind of like there are weird cat ladies. What's that saying? It's like people with cats aren't weird, but there are people that have cats that are weird. Anyways. My point is well, let's take the first part of your question. We'll kind of dissect this a little bit so that we can give you a more thorough answer here. I want to change the focus on my channel from fitness to my life journey. Well, that's kind of a problem. First of all, as the twins would say, do whatever the fuck you want. I love that quote at the end of their when I used to watch their channel. The Hodge twins. Do whatever the fuck you want. It's like the best you can do. They're just talking. We got some ideas. We're goofing off. We suggest you do this, but do whatever the fuck you want. I love that. But I want to change the focus of my channel, the fitness, to my life journey. I mean, if you're trying to help people, no one really cares about your life journey. I mean, maybe, they might want to, people watching my channel, you might want to know a little bit about me, but that's not the reason why you watch my channel. You watch my channel because I have something interesting to say that's going to somehow benefit your life or entertain you. You don't really care about my life. Let's just face it. You want to care about yours. Well, you care about my life a little bit, just like you care about anybody else's life. Of course, your family, your significant other, the people closest to you care about a lot, but even them, it's still not as much as you care about your life. So, no one cares about your life. So you have to remember that. So when you think about helping people, selling anything even, try not to breathe too much into this mic. But you did say, my life journey. You could still do it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing it. I mean, I kind of basically do it. I mean, I'm already doing it. People do it. They just share a portion of their life, right? Your life journey. The purpose of this would be to get people to do stuff they want to do, even if it requires discomfort. I mean, if you're a trainer, you're already kind of doing it, right? Work. Ultimately, I want to get big enough so I can coach them in life. It's like, what's my opinion on life coach? Here's my opinion on coaches, okay? Because I think having a coach is very important. whether you are a coach or have a coach. But I'm going to be just straight up say it. I'm a big fucking egotistical, arrogant fuck. I'm just stubborn as hell, and I don't like asking for help. I'm just that type of a person. I want it to change. I want to work on it. I just don't like asking for help. I'm just like one of those. I have a lot of pride. What can I say, right? But I mean, like you want to. How would you go about this? Ultimately, I mean, asking for help. So coaches are important. Okay. The thing is that a lot of the time, what a coach is, or a mastermind, or whatever you're gonna do, right, is you're asking for permission to do something, right? And that's kind of how I process it in my head. It might not be a good way of looking at it, but I mean, think in your head, like, why do I need permission to exercise? Do I need a permission to lift heavy weights? Do I need permission? I might need expertise and guidance, So that's it. I'm just talking about personal experience. I'm just sharing kind of what I feel about life coaches, or just coaching in general. It doesn't even have to be a life coach. You can personal trainer, If honestly, I want to have the time to either get a gymnastics coach or Olympic weightlifting coach or mobility to kind of help me with all those things, because those things are fun, and I would love to work with somebody because it's very technical and they would help me and I would enjoy it. I know I would. That's kind of I like technical help. That's kind of what I want. But when it comes to life coach, like what to do with your life, a lot of the time, the reason to be successful as a coach, most of the time, it's almost not even dependent. I mean, don't get me wrong. As a coach, you can make a huge impact on people's lives. But right now in my life, based on what I've seen, it seems as though that the bigger the impact that something's going to make on your life is completely related to how much you spend on it. So, like I had this mastermind that I was considering signing up for, or maybe in the future. It was like $25,000 a year. Expensive, right? And those things are good. They have a place. Going to those things have a place, especially when you're making really good money, because you get to connect with people that you could partner with, that you can make hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars. This is in a way, it's almost like these masterminds are a way to buy into a club where you can, it's like the Rotary Club, old school, where you get to go to a rich party, basically. A bunch of successful people that are, they're not uber famous or anything like that. Maybe some are, but like, it's really just more like to have the connection, right? To be part of the club. Like there's this one mastermind called Joe Polish. He's got like one of the most popular, famous, kind of business masterminds, but all those guys make tons of money, and to pay to go in that room is freaking pennies if you really think about it. When you look at it from that business perspective, but when it comes to like, I don't know, how can I say this? When it comes to, if you're struggling to make ends meet and you're going to spend $25,000 a year, like that's basically like $1,600 a month on a membership. It's like just asking for permission to kind of kick yourself in the ass. And don't get me wrong, there's some merit there. You know what I mean? Sometimes you do. That's why people hire personal trainers. I've been a coach. People pay me thousands of dollars a month. We're training them, one-on-one, to take them from machine to machine or from weight to weight, to tell them how many reps to do, sets to do. It's no different. You know what I mean? It's really no different. And there's, some people like to shut down on it. There's nothing wrong. I just think that the whole term life coach is kind of funky, but there's nothing wrong with that either. It's just, my opinion. It's, you don't have to fucking follow my opinion. I'm just talking out of my ass. I'm just some dude like talking on a YouTube channel. What a fucking messy room. Look at this. The guy fucking lives like a pig. As far as you can, and I can't even clear my throat. I got this snotty thing going on, and I'm like, clear your throat, man. I got this scratchy throat. It's almost like a phlegm in my throat all the time. What the fuck do I know? That's one of the things I learned about marketing and sales. You just point out all your faults. You just point them all out. There's nothing wrong with it. You're human. It takes time to kind of get used to this kind of thing, but I don't know. I'm fucking just talking out of my ass now. Just trying to have some fun here before I do a little bit of work on a Sunday. It's a Sunday. Okay, you asked, what else do I want to dissect here in your question? Ultimately, I would like to get big enough so I can coach them in life. I don't know. Like, see, that's a big responsibility. I have to be totally honest with you. You know, I don't know how. You got to have a very specific result. You know, like lose a certain amount of weight or make a certain amount of money, or because a lot of time when I hire a coach, I want to get good at something, but I don't. I'm just that type of a person. I really am. You know, I'm very process oriented. I've kind of trained myself into thinking, okay, I want it when I did my deadlift goals, 700 pounds, 600 pounds. That's my goal, right? And even though I wanted to achieve the goal, to me, it was really mostly like the actual target was worth like 30 to 40% of what I cared about. The other 70% was the process. I've always been just obsessed with the process, because if I can somehow trick myself into doing the work that's boring or difficult, but somehow make it fun, I'm going to get to my goal no matter what. You know, like if I make these YouTube videos, I'm going to get better at talking. You know, I'm going to get more comfortable in front of the camera. You know, if my goal was to have like 1 million subscribers, and make thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars in ad revenue on YouTube or something like that, that is a goal, but I have no control over it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, just process. So as a coach, when you want to be a life coach, a lot of what that is basically just, I honestly don't know. I would just try to follow a life coach. That's just kind of how I do everything. I fucking copy everybody. If I want to deadlift a shitload of weight, I will find the strongest deadlifter. I'll look at their technique. I'll look at their reps, sets, training program, and then I'll figure out trying to make it fit to my body or my lifestyle. If someone is making lots of money on the internet or whatever, has a business that's doing really well, I will look at their business. I take a look at what they're doing, and I try to model it. And if you want to be a life coach, you want to take a look at what they do to model their business. I mean, who is the most successful life coach right now? Tony Robbins. Charges like $1 million a year or something like that, right? Has events where millions of dollars, people pay millions, he generates, it's like $1 billion business. Watch what he does. How does he run his business? I mean, to be totally honest, I thought I wanted to be Tony Robbins. But that dude's got fucking balls. And I mean, I got balls too, but not like that. I mean, Tony Robbins is, or it's just not me. I mean, Tony Robbins is fucking, like, some of them think Tony Robbins is cheesy, and sometimes I do. I'm not going to lie. I do feel like he's cheesy, but he's helped me, watching his videos, listening to his programs over the years. That dude really, I mean, to me, it just amazes me how much he gives. He has so much free content on the web. Articles. I mean, he charges a lot of money when you pay for him, but I mean, even if you don't pay for him, you can still get a lot of benefit from him, from his work. And I just think that, it's just, you just put yourself out there and you do a bunch of shit that's really uncomfortable. And, I don't know. I'm just, what can I say to you? I can say that, you just go and you do, and that's basically what I'm doing with this channel. I'm just going and I'm doing. Now, when it comes to my business, I'm a little bit more strategic. You know what I mean? I'm actually, I'm planning like kind of how I want this thing to look like, where the customers are going to come from start to finish. I'm not just going to slap something together and see what happens. It's more like, okay, I have sort of a bunch of contingency plans. I have one main road that I'm following, but then I have a bunch of contingency plans of what's going to happen next, because I expect certain things to go wrong. Whereas with the YouTube channel, I mean, there's nothing to go wrong. A thumbs down, I'm gonna get some negative reviews. I mean, some of my latest videos have been getting all kinds of shitty responses. Look at this, thumbs down. People don't like me. And you know what the problem is? I don't care. I mean, I used to care, but I'm not doing this for income. I'm just doing this for like my therapy. You're like my therapist. You are like my therapist, believe it or not. I'm just sitting here and talking, killing time, because I got to do some work here. And it's kind of cool to have someone to talk to, Like my last video called Big Fucking Goals had like 35 views, and I know probably 10% of the people, 3 people, watched the whole thing or listened to the whole thing, and I really appreciate you listening. You got a comment, you got a question, you can go ahead and send me leave a comment below. Or if you want to email me, you can email me at ryancsaplin@gmail.com. Anyways, this has gone long enough. I need to find a motivating way to process myself to clean my room. Some way. Okay. See you guys later. Thanks for watching. You have a good day.